Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Rimworld Medieval Far From Home. In the last episode, we got attacked by guinea pigs. Roof fell on us and broke someone's jaw, which I'm going to have to fix, which sucks because we have no one that's good at medical. So someone needs to install dentures. Yeah, okay. No one can do it. So that's just fantastic. The slave is unsuppressed. Well, the slave is healing because he threw a hand grenade. Why can't I suppress him? Warden. Okay. It's been one of those episodes. Yeah, okay, turn those lights on. Great, use up all my wood. You used to be able to use coal for these things. I don't know why coal has suddenly, you can't use coal for anything. At least let me use wood for the fires and stuff. I mean, at least let me use coal for, this kind of thing. I wish you could actually have a button that allowed you to set what fuel was used. Summer's going on. We need to get... Yeah, we need to get growing done, really. No one's got skills in it, but we just have to get it done, people. You do what you have to do. He blew himself up with a hand grenade. Shredded, yeah, Torso got shredded by a hand grenade. Our only hand grenade, I might add. I need to build more rooms. Got a load of battle sloths. Brandon is fully healed, which is nice because he actually took a fairly bad whack from the hand grenade. Right, okay. Yeah, let's look how slow she eats now. This is actually going to become a bit of an issue because she takes so long to eat that it means that it won't fill up her bar quickly. Okay, just... Just harvest stuff. Get stuff planted, please. Feast of St. John in 8 hours. Okay. The thing is, we can't use flour for anything, which is really annoying. Food-wise, we have a bit enough food that we haven't got a ton of issues. And we've got enough animals that if push comes to shove, we can just eat them. But yeah, we need to get stuff planted. Things need to get put in the ground for winter. Clay bricks. Right, I'm just gonna... Using what we have... I'm gonna go just... Clay bricks will help us fill up some of the holes in the wall. And at least it will stop stuff from rushing us from the south. And I can set up a small gatehouse, or just more heavily booby trap this area. Yeah, everyone expects the Feast of St. Dom. We'll do it tomorrow. Right. I'll probably turn this into a gatehouse. And have it set up with traps. Or at least a kill box. The thing is, our research isn't coming along. Like, we need to have a dedicated researcher that does nothing but clean and research, realistically speaking. I mean, the wall is mostly... My view of walls in this game is that it's there predominantly just for a couple of things. One, to basically funnel attacking humanoid enemies, enemies that can use weapons, into an area where you can contain them. The other is to basically keep out manhunters. Manhunters tend to be like one of the main game over threats that they have in this system. Normally because they come in very large numbers. Normally because they are just horrible. You saw it, like, oh, guinea pigs. Guinea pigs, you think, oh, like, they don't do anything. Well, a lot of guinea pigs will cause a lot of small injuries, and every injury is basically an infection roll. St. John, yeah, we'll have to try it. It's basically a roll of the infection dice, and if you get an infection, it's a bad thing. Because we use up medicine and we use up resources. We had a nice feast. So small mood boost. But yeah. It's excellent. Plant cutting, tailoring. We turn off hunting. At this point we don't need hunting to be even turned on because of the traps. Which, to be honest, are a bit broken. But they're useful. I want to rip up the floors for the silver. Maybe. Want to get those things fixed up though. Yeah. Get that stuff put away. Yeah, we don't have enough to basically do it, but we can get it filled in with what we have. It'll look absolutely horrible, it'll be mismatched, but we'll have some kind of wall set up. And that's this is what my main want has always been, is that we stop the enemies from flooding in. One of the things that you have to remember about Rimworld is that the thing that will do in most colonies is wave attacks. Enemies that come in large groups, be they insectoids or mechanoids or tribal groups that are like this, they sort of swarm you with like 50 members in late game. And your colony, unless you're armed with like a lot of massive like rapid fire weaponry, or explosives, tend to have issues dealing with really big groups, because the game has some issues with such things. It also doesn't help that in the vanilla game, any kind of artillery system is really inaccurate. Like mortars, that kind of thing, is really inaccurate. And so dealing with any kind of large group of attackers is always a risk. So what I tend to do myself is I tend to have the view that put up a wall. If it's something like man-eating beasts or something like that, just close the gate. Like I slam down a gate, and the beast would just run around the outside and have it as was, and that would be it. If it's anything more substantial than that, then I tend to say, well, I'll open up the gate and we'll deal with it. Like if it's a raid or an attack, I normally have one door open and the enemy will go for that door, and then we basically fight them at that point. The AI has been tweaked to make that less commonplace now. For example, they have sappers, they have creatures that can bypass defences, and that's fine. I don't mind that. It makes the game more tactical and makes you have to think about what you want to do. Let me guess, we ran out of bricks because someone messed up a job. Okay. Get there and finish that wall up, please. But that's just how it is. In this game of Rimworld, if you're playing on a setting which doesn't have, you don't use a lot of guns, or for example, you're limited by the ammunition you can make, having like loads of turrets and stuff like that, like the usual ways you defend in this game change. For example, you have to think of a medieval mindset, which is how do you survive a siege in a medieval world? And the logical, historical... No, that went. The historical way they used to do it was you make a kill box. You make a gatehouse, which is the weakest place that the enemy is going to attack you from. You fortify it beyond belief, so when the enemy has to push that location, you kill them. And this is what my plan is. I'm going to put a couple of gatehouses in. I'm going to make it so when the enemies attack, we have people there throwing rocks and shooting them with crossbow bolts, putting hot oil onto them, that kind of thing. And you have to remember that the best of my ability, I have tried to turn off factions that will have guns, because unfortunately, guns are very powerful historically and in this game. They are very powerful, especially with the realistic combat mod on. Like with the realistic combat mod that I have turned on, guns are just brutal. They have a trajectory and they wreck people. Like they blow chunks of flesh off, all kinds of things like they do in real life. And so in vanilla game, where you can get shot with a shotgun about 3 or 4 times and probably still keep standing unless they get you in the head, in this game you can't. You take like a couple of hits and you go down, and you go down hard. So, and you have to remember, we have run into people with guns, but there's also stuff like black powder weapons, which is in this mod. Like the medieval mod has black powder weapons, so if we are not careful, it's going to get really nasty. So that's coming on. The wall is now finished there, which forces animals to come through a couple of ways. I do want to turn this into basically a gatehouse. I want to turn here into a gatehouse as well. Let's probably put just a normal... We haven't got enough normal bricks, so it's just going to be steel. We'll put it in here. We'll have a normal gate in. Okay. The thing is, the animals take so much time. Get stuff grown. Now we need to just focus on getting stuff grown. this stuff here, I've pretty much written off these paddocks, these fields. I can't grow them. We haven't even got the stuff we need to grow for the winter months down yet, as they just back up food supplies. Like, our food supplies are low. And once again, Manhunter Pack. What is it? A group of 3 cougars. Okay. That's not great. Everybody retreat to home area, into area 1. We'll close the gate. Bar it from the outside to stop people from coming out. And here we go. Yeah. Some of them ran into traps, you know, standard fare. Hopefully they'll give themselves enough damage that they can just keel over and die. There's only 2 of them, but cougars are always nasty animals to have as man-eaters. There we go. They're all caught up now. All of them are going to die of blood loss. To be honest, I can even just do stuff like this, which is like, I know they're going to die of blood loss. Unrestricted. Yeah, just stab wounds all over its legs. It's going to suffer from increasing negative stats. As blood loss becomes whole, moderate, yeah, see, moving. Moving consciousness is going down, so it's going to be not very effective. And I can just say everyone can go out into the world and do stuff. There we go. They can go out into the world and keep up the good work. Now, we haven't got a lot of resources left. Haven't got time really to get a lot of stuff done. I need to get, before we do anything else, we need to get food planted. Everyone needs to turn their attention to food, to basically plant growing if they're able. Because summer is running out and we don't have a lot of crops. As you can see, when it rains, yeah, when it rains, like, it's... I should probably do something like this. If we're being honest, we should do something like this, which would protect our torches from the rain, because they are being extinguished in it. Okay. Get stuff put in. Everyone is working away, getting stuff done. But as I said, my main focus is just to get stuff planted. We need to get these winter food supplies down. Otherwise we'll starve in the winter time or have to eat our animals. We haven't even been able to go out on a trading caravan. This is one of the issues I do have, is that all the really fun things with the game, like going on caravans and going to trading with other settlements, at higher levels, it becomes a real risk if you're not, it becomes a real risk if you're haven't got enough people at home, as it were. So you end up saying, oh, I won't send a caravan out. I've got like one person. If I send the caravan out, I only have 2 people at home, and if we get attacked by an event, it will basically kill everybody. And I know that's a risk that you sometimes have to take, but it's one of those really annoying things where it's just like, oh, I send a caravan with one person out. It's risky because it's high visibility. I suppose what we could do, if we're being honest, because I do need supplies for the winter. Here's our settlement. We could form a single caravan and send them to maybe these guys because they're relatively close by. Take about a day. Who would we send? We could send John. He's our best negotiator, but he's also, well, yeah, it's one of the things. He's also someone who keeps everyone suppressed. Well, I could send him. Send with a bunch of the donkeys. Which would help carrying our capacity. And maybe... no, we haven't trained them to be hauling animals, so we can't. Something like that. How long before they give birth? It's fine. We can send them with the donkeys. And we could take a whole load of just cloth, pig skin, lizard skin, camel hide, wolf skin, all these bits of cloth that we could normally make patch leather out of, guinea pig fur, that, like, yeah, we've got like tons of just odds and ends that we've picked up from people coming in and attacking us. Anything that we can sell for a bit of a profit. I know it's plaster steel, but it's bashed up beyond belief, and I just want it gone. Like throwing knives. Anything that's tainted. Send that on the way. I don't even think people will wear it, to be honest. But it gets it out of our inventories. And we'll send them with like 1,000 of our gold. Of our silver. Travelling supplies. What would we send of them? Yeah, you can take all the pemmican. Now the pemmican will actually do you for days. I don't want you to have the onions. Yeah, take some of this meat that's got to go off, actually. Take all the meat, because this stuff is going to run out. So take it all, you'll eat most of it, we'll sell what you have left. Got large flour, take some basic medicine. Didn't make any sleeping points, so you're going to have to sleep on the ground, like any sleeping bedrolls. Yeah, I know, a large part of the caravan's supplies will rot soon. And we want to basically have a miscellaneous, and it's Caravan Packing site. And we'll put it in... That's not the right place. It's so hard to see in this dark. Something like that. It would take him a little bit of time to get everything together. And they had a fight because of conviction, so everyone's got bruises. Fantastic. Load everything up. We'll get it all together and we'll go. we send out our caravan for the year. Man, you don't need anything. You just got bruising. Yeah, you're fine. Stop complaining. I mean, I might just buy wood. Just straight up may just buy wood for this. It's one of the things. This is one of the things you actually do not realise just what went on until you. As someone who enjoys medieval history, it's one of the things that a lot of people seem to forget. Is that, for example, you used to buy a lot of wood. People used to buy wood, because it was such a laborious thing to harvest all the time. People just used to buy wood, just to get through winters and stuff, especially. Big houses like estates or manor houses would buy wood, or have a tithe that the locals would have to bring them so much wood. You're asleep. What are you doing? Get up. Get something to eat. Yep. Come on, get your caravan in order. Because we need to go. It's because we've got like one person doing all the loading. That's the issue. Fuel is going to become an issue as well for that. I just need to get enough crops planted so we can actually do something else for a second. So you've got to do that. Okay, so you're going off in this direction. That's fine. Away from the man traps. It's not going as well because he's constantly having to keep the animals under control because we have so many people going with him. Okay, so he's eating that. So that's all taken care of. Yeah, formed off on leaving. So get these things in the ground. I also need to get a harvest wood order, really, to be honest. There's so much wood we need for winter. Like I said, I'm tempted just to buy wood. To buy a ton of wood to save us the effort of having to chop it. One of the other benefits, I should say, is that, now that I think about having walls, is that man-hunting beasts will normally not make a beeline for you unless they have a line of sight on a colonist or another humanoid. So, if you can break line of sight, they tend to become quite stumped about what's going on. Okay. Let's just get everything ticking over, tickety-boo. But as I said, they're doing a bins party, are they? When the boss is away, when the Lord is away, the people will play, right? So they've arrived at the Stronghold. Let's trade. If purchased, person will join your colony as a slave. Ugh. It's not of our religion. Not of our religion. Okay, so that's a faff. First of all, take all of this. Take everything we don't want. Actually, wait, was that one of mine? Yeah, that might be actually his weapon, so not keep that. All that stuff is there. We've got a whole load of tainted stuff that they don't want, apparently. I might just dump it on the way back. Right, you have wood. Okay, so we can't take all that wood, which is problematic. Because it's bulky. Is there anything half decent here that we want? Bricks could be nice. Psychic Insanity Lance for capturing people. Maybe useful if there's someone in this attacking group we could use. What else? I think, though, what I am going to do is I am just going to basically get some wooden bulk. Something like that. I'll sell off a good chunk of our... because most of this meat is going to rot. So we need just enough to sort of get back home. Yeah. That's to be fine for us. That gives us excess silver. So we need to convert this to something that has value. Herbal medicine would be nice. Could take another person, but having them as slaves is a pain. Dromedaries, which are basically camels, a large mammal adopted to arid environments. So we could take a couple of them if we wanted to, and then eat them when we get back, because we don't have to keep them. Psychic Lance, perhaps. Take the Psychic Lance. Actually, to be honest, this might be a smarter play in some ways. I know this sounds dumb, what I'm about to do, but what you want to do is you want to grab a couple of these dromedaries to increase your carrying capacity. Because they don't cost very much, and we can just eat them when we get back to base. And then what we'll do is we'll go, I want all your wood. Give me all your wood. And while we're at it, we'll start going, I want your steel as well. Okay, so we can't take much steel. We could pick up another dromedary. The thing is that won't give us much steel for that, so it's a bit pointless, and I don't want to have a ton of them. I just want to have... actually, to be honest... Do we want to swap... like, the dromedaries are rideable. Carrying capacity of 82 compared to a donkey's... Actually, they're not as good as carrying capacity. So yeah, they're not great. We could keep... I mean, I'm tempted just to say... like, let's drop that. We'll take a female instead. Maybe have them as our riding mounts or something. Except... and we can enter Truro quickly. Okay. I mean, we have a lot of animals, but it's how it is. Like, come wintertime, we'll probably butcher some of them. Or relocate our battle animals out to here. The battle animals aren't really... Actually, to be honest, I could do that right now. Go animals. And they will basically relocate themselves. Like, he's unsuppressed. Who do we have set up still who could do a warden job? Brandon? Yeah, I should actually, probably what I should do at some point is just have stuff in place to keep them suppressed around here. Like, the thing is, skulls and pikes and everything isn't really a known thing for Christianity, so it's not something I'm inclined to do. You guys can wander around here then. It's a bit more food. If we get attacked, we can just like unleash our attack creatures on people. Yeah, we can set them to attack, why not? Don't really care if they get killed, to be honest. Okay. Have some more grain brought in. You guys still partying? Okay, like, this is starting to get a bit stupid. Brandon, you need to suppress him. Yeah. I mean, we don't have a great warden, to be honest, without John being here. Yeah, all our torches are going off. So we need light pretty badly. Once the wood gets in, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But the feast is finished. Oh, finally you guys have stopped stuffing your faces full of food, have you? It's a miracle. I know that you say, oh, you can like recruit them and it stops them doing it. In my experience, that's not really the case. With that kind of event, you recruit them and they go straight back to it because it's set as a social activity. So it's easier just to let them binge and be done with it. Either that or you lock the door to the pantry. Which is always a thing you can do. But yeah, we need wood. Like, summer is coming through quite quickly. We got the wall up, which is nice. I still need to make a gatehouse here and here. In the case of a proper siege, like if the enemies bring like sappers and stuff, they will get in. But this is one of the things with medieval fortifications, which is normally, with medieval fortifications, you have time to attack enemies from above if they're trying to sap you. In this game, not so much, because the game was never designed for just like melee and sort of medieval and prehistoric. Ooh, small ruins. We keep moving. Prehistoric sort of combat. It's designed for guns and artillery and that kind of stuff. It's a futuristic, it's a sci-fi game. So the game was never intended for that kind of thing. So if sappers get in, you have to have multiple lines of defense. You have to have like fallback points, all the things they would have historically had, but have had more time to sort of keep in order. Yeah, here comes our cargo. All the animals. He's bringing them in. We may probably just butcher the dromedaries for food. I know you can get milk out of them. I know probably people say, "Oh, don't kill the dromedaries, keep them for the milk," but we just haven't got a lot of resources. Right. Saving Tonjas. A prisoner being held by Fulham has managed to steal a radio and call you. Tonjas is being held in a camp near Truro under armed guard. Rescue him and he will join your colony. He's a 33-year-old contract miner. He says there's an enemy outpost at the site regarded by free subject and there may be an unknown threat. If you miss this opportunity, you may never hear from Tonjas again. We don't know what his stat is. He's actually pretty far away, if we're being realistic. We could raid people. There's the things here. There are a number of places that I would rather attack rather than help this guy because, well, there's food, there's wood. But yeah, we'll think about it. Major break risk. What is major issues? Recreation starved. Okay. And a drought has hit us as well. So now we're in the middle of a drought. Get some torches up. Got a bit of wood. Not tons, but it's enough to sort of power stuff. I should probably actually tell them not to fuel that. Just keep our wood for priority situations. But yeah, droughts are bad. Droughts are actually really bad. And I'm quite unhappy with the fact that we have been given them. Yes. Yes, indeed. At least there's nothing else. It's helped boost up a little bit of our growing capacity. Not a lot, but a little bit. And people just have to get used to getting stuff done. Okay. But yeah, this is a good place to stop for today. So, not a lot got done. We went out, had a trade caravan sent out, brought back supplies, finished constructing the southern curtain wall, which was good. Next thing we'll do is we'll get some more bricks made up, and with those bricks we'll start building a couple of gatehouses. We also have to think about winter. We need to get wood in. We also need to get our research back on track because we are way behind on research. I would also like to find someone that has medicine so we can fix her jaw. But until then, I've been Cornish-Knight. This has been Rimworld Medieval Far From Home. If you've enjoyed the series, please look at the description below. It has the link for the mod list. And I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye.